Hello, I'm Victoria Armstrong, and you're very welcome to this breakthrough session on our Friday afternoon. Today's the week before Christmas, so a lot of people didn't respond or send in their questions as normal, and that's okay. I thought, okay, sometimes it's good to have time off. Then I thought, you know what, I'll get up and show up anyway. Something popped into my mind about it's okay having the breakthroughs, but it's the after process that's important. So I thought, well, this is a chance to talk about that. So I've come up here to my rooftop in Spain. It's not very sunny, as you can see, so it's perfect. There's no glare, no sweat in my face. And I've got a cup of coffee. So yes, the day after a breakthrough, it's very apt to talk about it today because I had a major one last night. I don't know if you can see by my puffy eyes. Makeup is a wonder cure at times. But I had a massive breakthrough around my family, and it was great. In a sense, it's not nice at the time. You think you're in hell, for us ladies who go through it, where you just can't seem to stop crying. And I haven't had this in a long time. I usually go through them quite calmly, and you will get times like that. But this was one where it just bubbled up all day, and sometimes you can feel that. And it's for men as well, don't get me wrong, this is not just a ladies club. Men have emotions too, have feelings, and more so than women at times. But women are we're more at mercy with our emotions at times, because sometimes they seem to control us, but it's because we're more attuned that way, whereas men are more in the physical, aren't they? And they're taught, even in this day and age, there's men opening up, thank goodness, more and more so, and can talk about their feelings and recognize emotions and use them as a guidance system. But women have been that way quite intuitively from birth. It's just something, the way we're wired. We can't change I was going to say revolution. There is a revolution going on, yes, but we can't change evolution either. You can hear the birds. I love it up here because it's just nice and chilled. The birds, sometimes you get a low flying bird, so you have to be careful. You have to look both ways before you stand up. So yes, after a breakthrough session now for the next few days, normally takes 3 to 5 days for your body to process it. And when I say bodies, if you've read my book, you'll see in, I think it's chapter 6, the one on spiritual intelligence, it talks about the energy bodies, and there's 6 of those, and in our physical bodies 7. So we've actually got 7 bodies to be aware of. But it's a case of just know how to drive the car, don't try to get to know the engine. I'm still 20 years on, still trying to figure all that part out. And I'm not even trying. It's just information will come at me randomly, and then I figure it out. But your body will start to, it's basically like having a spring clean. It will start to, you'll crave certain things. I'm not really a coffee drinker, but today something in me just craved it. I wanted to have an omelette, I wanted to eat different foods, and that's fine as well. Sometimes when your vibration changes, because now your vibration's going up, when you shovel out the shite, as I call it, your vibration starts to go up as well. So suddenly you'll not eat. There's so many foods I don't eat anymore as a result of doing the inner work, because I'm not that level. And it's pure physics in that sense, that's where the science comes in. Because if something's vibrating at this level and you're here or here, you can't really be around it. You can fizz it and come in and out and in and out, up above, down below, like this. But unless you're at the actual level, it can't go. You can maybe work on that. I'm not saying you can't. Of course, there's a plane flying over. That's okay. That's all part of the authenticity. So yes, so it's pure physics. So this is why we leave certain friendships behind. If you haven't read up on that theory, certain people will fall away from our lives for whatever reasons, and it's usually because we're increasing, whether we know it or not. All I'm doing now is making people consciously aware of it, so that when it does happen, you can identify what's going on and make sense of it, and have an understanding of yourself more so. And it was something I just looked into. If you haven't come across me before, it's something I looked into about 20 years ago. I'm trying to remember what age. Yeah, sort of my late 20s. So yes, I'm hitting the big 50 next year. So yes, this has been it started off as a hobby, pastime, interest, and has now become a full-time career in the last it took off quite quickly, put it that way. Once I started working myself, people noticed the difference, the shine that comes out of you, the glow. I was like, what are you doing? What are you? And I says, well, I've been reading these books, which they're used to hearing me say. Any of my friends are saying, what are you reading now, or what have you been working on? I think it's what a lot of energetically, spiritually aware people will say. But this is something for everyone, because this is an inner intelligence, as I label it, because it's a system of systems. We're born with it, but nobody's really given us the manual. We've all got bits of it, and it's trying to bring it all together. So it's about bringing all the bits together that work for you. So I can give you what the Americans call the cookie cutter bits and pieces that fit everyone, but then there's bits that are going to be personal to you, and that's the bits where you really have to get your sleeves rolled up and just get into it. So yes, 2 or 3 days, those 2 or 3 days afterwards, you may drink more water. You may just find yourself constantly thirsty. You may go in the bathroom a lot more. You may have more crying coming up, in terms of there's still little bits and pieces to be released, and that's okay as well. If you want to be on your own, be on your own. I was glad this morning, because I just felt so fragile this morning. And now once I had something to eat, and just decided to go for the coffee in the camera. I was sort of more in a social mood. One person did text and say, hey, where's your session today? So I was like, oh, caught out. But I had been thinking, do you know what? Get your face on and go up here and just enjoy life, isn't it? Whoa, there's my voice starting to go. So yes, it's going to be a bit of a keep away from the general public today, and if you feel like that's fine, because you're healing. It's like you've got the poison now, the wound, the infection, and now you just need to let it heal. But the next few days you may start to feel more sociable. You may want to open up and talk about it, or people may notice your absence and start contacting you. I get that when I have to go through something. I just find nobody contacts me, which is so interesting. And then over the next few days, people start reaching out randomly. You know, are you okay? You know, the more in tune people will be like, is everything all right with you? You know, it's like they've picked up on a disturbance in the force. That's in the energy, and that's lovely. Because I would do that with friends as well. It's just like, oh, you randomly popped into my head. Are you all right? How's things? And yeah, usually there's something going on. Sometimes it's good as well, don't get me wrong. It's not always just the bad things, but it just shows that we're all connected consciously. So yes, bathroom is definitely your best friend after a breakthrough. You may notice some weight loss as well, and you may notice your sleeping patterns are a bit erratic. So that's okay, because emotional weight is what we're carrying, and that's then reflected when we carry it for some time. Our body will start to reflect it physically. So don't be surprised if you lose a few pounds as well. There's nothing wrong, you're not ill. I've had people contact me about, I'm so au fait with talking about bathroom habits and routines, so don't think, oh, I can't talk about this. Your body will use whatever method it can to get out of you. If it's not through your eyes, it will be definitely through your bowels or your bladder, and that's okay. It's just part of being human. Trying to think what else then. Yeah, if you want to write things down, journal. If you haven't journaled before, that's okay. Just take out a notepad, because once you start this, it sort of becomes, it opens up a Pandora's box, but in a good way, because then you become more curious. Once you get to know the real you, you're like, oh, this person isn't so bad. I've been avoiding this person for so long, and yeah, I want to know them more. I want to get to know what really makes them tick. So it's a lovely process to go through as well. Nothing to be afraid of, but it seems to be, speaking from experience as well, for me personally, it was something scary about, well, what if I find out something I don't want to know? Or what if people don't like the new you? All we're doing is, it's like the story of the Golden Buddha, where this statue was made for a local village, a Golden Buddha, and over years people ignored it. It got covered in mud, it got covered in plants, and it was just a big heap of a mess in the village. And somebody one day decided they wanted to start, they knew there was a statue under, but they had heard from their parents, from their grandparents, there was a statue in there, but they didn't know what it was. So they started to dig away at it, and bit by bit they start to get to the golden part. And that's a bit what it's like. That analogy is so good, because once we start to peel away the mud and the blocks and the things that are holding us back in life, there's this treasure underneath. We start to realize, wow, you start to appreciate humanity, because you appreciate yourself more. And that's so important as well. Some people will physically change. I've seen that, you know, even looking at the camera today, I can see my face has changed from last night. Now, it may go back to normal tomorrow, I don't know. But I know over the years my face used to be a different shape, and now it's becoming more oval shaped. So I'm getting my words out. I'm getting out, you know, things I need to say. I'm not holding them anymore. My throat's still a bit croaky today, so there's obviously still more things I need to talk about. That's okay. That's what journaling is perfect for. If you haven't journaled before, get yourself a book, as I was saying, and just be prepared to sit down and write randomly. If you can't sleep at night, get it out of your head into the book. If you've never done journaling before and you want some help with that, we have a journal with my first book, Awaken Your Dragon. That's just come out, and it's a self-guided transformation process in it. You can pick up the 13 goals, because you need to work on something while you're learning about yourself. But only when we go for something that we don't already have, whether it's a new house, new car, new relationship, or maybe we want to, you know, on a health side, we want to improve our health in some way, or we want to change career, things like that. Working on a goal is so important, because in the process of achieving the goal, you get to know yourself, and you get to know what's blocking you, because you'd already have it. If there's no blocks, it would just happen. It would just, you think about it and it'd be there. But because there's this buffer of time, the universe will then pick up on or the higher intelligence. I call it inner intelligence. You can call it whatever you want. There's no there's no judgment on that. It's learning how to work with that as well. So once you set the goal, the universe, it's like you set out a bat signal, and the universe picks up on that. The higher intelligence picks up and says, oh, well, he wants to achieve this, right? Let's start putting all the blocks in the way, so she can see them and get there faster. And that's what it is. But because we're not taught this at school, we start to see the blocks, we start to see the obstacles coming up, and we're like, okay, excuse me, I've had clients say this to me, oh, I don't think it's for me. But this is how I explain it to them. You approach the roundabout of life, okay, and your goal is down one of the roads, and say there's 6 roads off this roundabout. It's a busy roundabout. You go down the first one, whatever one it is. You think, oh yeah, that one looks great, that's the path of least resistance for me. Or you get guided or pulled to one, whatever, you know, whatever way you work, it again doesn't matter. And you're going to hit 2 or 3 blocks. Most people then give up after the 2nd, 3rd, possibly 4th. If you're stubborn like me, 5th. You know, if it gets a bit tough, that's okay. It's okay to come back to the roundabout. But then where I used to make mistakes is where I go to the next road thinking, oh, this is an easier route, this is a shortcut. I've gone through those blocks, so there won't be as many here. Oh no, there's going to be more waiting for me there. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I've realised it doesn't matter which road you go. You're going to hit them all anyway, because they're in you. You can't get away from you. It's like people saying they're moving to a new town for a new start, or a new country, for example. And people say to me, why are you moving to Spain? Why are you doing this? What are you running away from? I'm not running away. I've literally dealt with so much stuff. I have nothing to run away from, believe me. It's what I'm running to. And definitely come to Spain was a better move for me. You know, for me, what am I here? 7 years. Here I am still having stuff going on, but I'm more at peace with me, and I actually feel I thrive in the sun. That's nothing about that. Some people like the colder climates. I don't. I just don't. It's winter at the moment, and I should be sitting here with an anorak on me, really. But that wouldn't look good in the video. So I'm braving the cold. No, I'm only joking. It's it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's your life. Do what you want. And I just always had a feeling that, you know, being born in Northern Ireland in Belfast, that was not where I was going to end up. But it took me quite a long time, you know, up until about 8 years ago before I got to England, which then set the stage and the catapult, I suppose, would be to get to here. I could have done it all in one go, but the universe was kinder. It brought me a lot of work, which took me England, which kept me remote. I could work remotely, so then I could make the move here and have the financial backing as well. And that's very important, obviously. A lot of people come to Spain on pensions because it's so hard to get work here. So if you're not reliant on the local market, it's fine. But I do help out. I like to get out and about and work in bars and things and help people out. So you've got that side of things as well. But no, I'm just going to take a quick sip. Yeah, there's my throat feeling a bit better now. So it's just being very aware during those times. Journal thoughts that come up. You may actually get some of your best epiphanies and ideas. If you're in business, you'll get solutions that maybe you've been having for a while in business, or they may be around relationships, or you'll just generally start to feel better, and it could mean something that was impacting your health, which is never a good thing anyway. A lot of our blocks are like, I would liken them to a stone in your shoe. It's not going to kill you, but you don't have to live with it. You know, you can just take the shoe off, empty it out, and you're good to go. So that's us for today. I don't feel there's anything else I need to address. There's some of the subjects I've brought up today in terms of like emotional eating. That's stuff I'm going to be looking at in the new year, in the next month. That's coming to mind, and I'm still doing the Inner Victory challenges. If you want a copy of the book, you'll get a signed copy as part of the Inner Victory challenge for €97. It's cheaper in euros, isn't it? So I was going to go with dollars like everybody else on the internet, and I thought, no, we'll stick with euros. And yes, I've got people signed up already for the new year for coaching. I've got a 6-week program where you pick the goal that I was talking about there, and then work through your own intelligence systems and get to know them. You can learn them in theory. You know, it's like learning to drive. You can get to know, read the book. It will tell you all the theory you need to know. But it's like learning to drive. It's only, you can read the book about how to drive a car, but it's only when you get in the driver's seat and start putting the car into gear and using the pedals that you really get to know it. And it's the only way to get to know yourself through that. So setting a goal and working on it. And pick a goal. It's interesting, this is just one last thing I'm going to share with you. Pick a goal that you really want to achieve. The amount of times people have come to me saying, I want to achieve this. And then when we start talking about the goal and their thoughts around it, they soon see, it's, usually it's one or the other. And that's my job at the end of the day, to spot these things. They don't really want to achieve it. There's something in them, it's just like, they like the idea of it, but when they actually sat down and thought about it, it wasn't congruent with their life. It didn't align with their values and goals. So we can look at values and see what you actually value in life. But it's when you go against that, and then you're picking something because this is what your family expect, or this is what your friends expect. So I will leave that with you as well, to think about if you feel pulled or drawn to ask a question. Yes, next Friday is, just thinking, I can't remember what day it is because I'm not in the not in my day-to-day zone. I'm still thinking here about what to say. But I'll put it out there for next Friday, and if people want to turn up, that's great. But I just wanted to, I don't know, just felt compelled to talk to you today. I think it's important. Yeah, the aftermath of a breakthrough is important. It's it's how you handle it, and that's really what I wanted to get across today. I can nearly talk. I've been doing so well. Trying to speak slowly as well, because I even hear a lot of Spanish tell me I talk too fast. But then, have you heard a Spanish person talk? Oh my goodness, they don't even take a breath. So yes, that was everything I wanted to cover. So thank you. I hope you have a great time over the holidays. Have lots of fun. If you've got goals for the new year and you want a little helping hand, maybe you just want somebody to check in with, maybe you just want to be with a like-minded group, we have a group online as well, innerintelligencelab.com. It's a membership group, so it's free to join, but then there's different things inside of it that you can join. So join for free, but then you can join the challenge, you can join our practical meditation group. If you've been reading my book, there's a bonus chapter 13, it's in there for free as well. It should make sense to you just reading on its own, but it'll make more sense if you read the book first. And the books and the journal to go with it are available on Amazon. So I didn't really want to do any sort of pitching today. But I feel I need to let people know that, because they're tools that are going to help people. And maybe over the Christmas holiday, the holiday period, we get a chance to reflect, we get a chance to spend time on our own or with loved ones as well. And maybe, like some people do, you just want to get away from your family, or certain people. And it's a sad fact of life, but just because family's family doesn't, everybody's different. That's the reality of life. It's something oops, there we go. I just kicked hit the table. It wasn't an earthquake, don't worry. We do get them here, but it wasn't an earthquake. Yeah, it's a tough time in the holiday period because everybody comes together. We're in a closed environment. I can either kill us or cure us, as we would say in Ireland. So if there's more stuff coming up for you, or maybe you're in a relationship that you want to get out of, maybe this relationship has run its course, there's some sort of abuse going on, or you just feel it's dragging you down, don't be on your own with that. Reach out to somebody you can trust, first of all. That's what the group's for as well. That's another point I want to make. And you can be as open or closed as you like. And if you want to share anything with me privately, that's fine as well. I'm open. I've heard all sorts of stories, so don't think you can shock me, or that I'll judge you or anything like that. Nobody in the group is like that. There's a lot of practitioners in the group as well who are happy to share their experiences and share their knowledge, as much as you need. So I will leave that with you. I hope you have a great time anyway over the Christmas period, no matter what's going on. Always remember to bring yourself up first, and have a great time in the new year as well. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.